that even we have no job. We are not supposed to do what we are doing. And yet he knows constitutionally our role here as Kenyans, as members of parliament. I want to take this opportunity and ask you, Honorable Speaker, get the head of state to come here and tell the Kenyans out there that that was wrong. That what he said was out of order, and that so that people can, otherwise you go out there, what are people talking about us? It's bad out there. So I want to take this opportunity and request you, in your capacity, tell the head of state to come to this house, and whatever he said, he apologizes, because it's actually affecting us as leaders of this country. I think, members, that's what it is. Because out there, if you want to come back, I can tell you, it's not going to be easy. Because you are rich, you are poor, you don't take money out here because you are bribed and you are not giving money to the people out there. So, Mr. Speaker, I think I want to ask you, kindly get head of state here to come and tell this house so the Kenyans can hear that he was wrong. I think, members, actually, you agree with me. You agree with me. Let Ruto come here and tell the whole country that it was wrong for him to say what he has said. And if he's relying on King Odinga for his re-election,
Oginga Odinga died in 1994. Honorable Ferdinand Wanyonyi, I was in this house with the late Jaramogi Oginga Odinga, and he died in 1994. Yes, thank you. Chonga.
Asante mstahiki Spika kunipa nafasi hii. Matamshi niliyasikia kutoka kwa rais yalikuwa ni ya kuvunja moyo, si kwa wabunge lakini hata kwa nchi nzima. Ifikapo wakati ambapo kwamba baba anasema ameshindwa na watoto, ni kumaanisha kwamba hiyo jamii imeangamia. Palipo na kosa ambapo kwamba mtoto amekosea, baba anatakana asimame na aweze kupeana mwelekeo. Nchi nzima, ulimwengu mzima, ukitaja mambo ya ufisadi, Kenya tunapewa position. Kuna mahali Kenya inaonekana kwa upande wa ufisadi. Ufisadi ule ni wabunge ndio wao wamefanya ufisadi ule. Mbona tusichukue nafasi na wakati wa kujua exactly shida iko wapi? Ni jambo la kuhuzunisha. Nimemsikia mwenzangu hapa akizungumza kwamba jana akifika nyumbani bibi yake anamwangalia mifuko. Mimi nimetoka mashinani, Mheshimiwa Spika, nasikia njaa, lakini bibi yangu swali la kwanza ananiuliza, huu maskini tuko nao wa nini? Kiwa nyinyi mnabeba mabilioni haya yote huko nje, unapeleka wapi? Uko na bibi mwingine? Uko na warembo? Ama hii pesa inaenda wapi? Ile nafasi ya kuitwa mheshimiwa mstahiki Spika, sasa hiyo uheshimiwa umeshatoka. Tumekuwa wadharauliwa. Mbali na hayo yote ambayo kwamba sisi tunapambana nayo, tukitetea hususan serikali ya Mheshimiwa Rais Ruto. Mimi hapo nyuma, Mheshimiwa Spika, ulikuwa unanijua. Nikisimama mimi nilikuwa najua napeleka mawe yangu wapi. Nimepunguza utambi kwa sababu tunataka Kenya ionekane moja. Kenya isonge kwa agenda zile ambazo kwamba zinastahili. Lakini je, leo hii Mheshimiwa Spika, unataka mimi nikatetee serikali yenye inanidhulumu kuniita mimi mwizi? Tuko wabunge hapa wengine, hata ukiangalia hiyo kote amevaa ni 10,000. Iwapo kwamba kweli tunapewa pesa hizi ambazo tunapewa, mbunge anaweza kuvaa vibaya namna ile? Mheshimiwa Spika, ni jambo la aibu, ni jambo la kuelewesha. Pia mimi naunga mkono ya kwamba sisi ni tegemeo la rais, tunahitaji atuombe msamaha. Bila hivyo kila mtu atabeba msalaba wake, kama vile Millie Odhiambo alivyosema. Asante Mheshimiwa Spika.
Sane.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. You have always stood to support the dignity of this House. Mr. Speaker, the former President Uhuru Kenyatta was on record having said that his government is always losing, daily losing 2 billion shillings in corruption. Corruption is widespread in the executive than is being betrayed. Parliament is non-corrupt, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, 2 words were being used. Extortion is a dirty word. It means getting money forcibly. Better corruption. Corruption means using your office or your power to at least get something. So it was very rude, unacceptable, unpalatable to call us extortionists, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, the President, Parliament, tribunals, and the judiciary laterally enjoy delegated powers as per the Constitution. There are separation of powers, and we must respect each other, Mr. Speaker. The Speaker of this Parliament is the Right Honorable Wetangula, and he deserves respect. He leads a team of members. You must be respected, and by extension, we deserve that respect. We conduct business as per the procedures and the Constitution, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, we have been behaving as if we were conveyor belts for the executive. We have been called to State House, been lectured on government policy, and we have never let down the government of the day in making sure policies were executed and laws were being acted. Mr. Speaker, we have been reprimanded most of the time using the Political Parties Act that when we speak our mind, we were being told you will be de-whipped, you will face sanctions. I think it is time to revisit the Political Parties Act so that members exercise their discretion and their right to represent their constituents. We can no longer represent others but the people of Kenya, the sovereign, Mr. Speaker. Thank you for your kindness.
Junet, we have the last 10 minutes. I gave you 5, I gave you Chunga 5.
Mr. Speaker, I want to start from the onset by saying that he who alleges must prove. He who alleges must do what? Must prove, Mr. Speaker. So the burden of proof are with the people who have alleged, not with us at all. Mr. Speaker, Parliament is an institution in this country that has been created by the Constitution. And Parliament, Mr. Speaker, operates under the Constitution. It's an arm of government that every Kenyan who thinks of leadership aspires to be, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I have said on this floor before that people think coming to Parliament is an easy thing. If all of them could try to contest for a seat, even for an MCA seat, that is when they will know what an election means. How difficult it is to come to this house, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, look at the number of people who come out, or the number of people who show interest in every constituency to become members of Parliament. There are more than 10 in every constituency. But the people of Kenya, in their own wisdom, decide to bring one person to this house, Mr. Speaker, at a time. So, Mr. Speaker, that is why members of Parliament are given the title of honorable. It's earned. You earn the title by getting first elected by the people. Then that's when you deserve to be called a honorable member. But, Mr. Speaker, people cannot demonize the institution of Parliament as a whole. If you have a problem with someone, you say it. You say, I have a problem with this and that person. But you cannot demonize the whole institution of Parliament, Mr. Speaker. Because this institution is in place to serve Kenyans. This is the institution that has direct mandate in exercising the sovereignty of the people. Sovereignty belongs to the people. It can be exercised directly or through their elected representatives, Mr. Speaker. An elected representative of the people, other than the MCS, are only found in Parliament. All other, and the president who is also elected. But, Mr. Speaker, all the other people who are operating in this country, in these offices, are all exercising delegated mandates. So, Mr. Speaker, my position is, as the leadership of this House, Mr. Speaker, as the minority leader, Mr. Speaker, we will defend Parliament to death. We will defend Parliament to the last breath, Mr. Speaker. We will not sit down when people want to degrade Parliament or they want to use Parliament as a punching bag, Mr. Speaker, also as a bogeyman, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, corruption is a menace in the whole country. It has permeated the whole society. There is corruption in the executive, there is corruption in the judiciary, there is corruption in Parliament. Mr. Speaker, there is a way to address the fight about corruption. It's not a wholesome condemnation of a whole group of people who are serving Kenyans, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, on the issue of the NGCDF, Mr. Speaker, can you tell this man to leave me alone so I can speak? He has spoken his, and he's opening a Kamukunji here of what kind of, I don't know what Kamukunji it is. Mr. Speaker, I'm even losing my thoughts because when you are disrupted by NGCDF, Mr. Speaker, I want to take, as a minority leader, responsibility to go and persuade my party leader to leave that position he has taken on the NGCDF. Mr. Speaker, you know, there is a notion that people think CDF is still doing the same work it was doing when it was started. CDF has changed. CDF now is only doing functions that are not devolved. It's doing functions that belong to national government. Education, security issues, and issues that are related to national government. CDF is not doing any devolved function. They are not doing county government functions. Even if, a member said here, even if, the members have said, Mr. Speaker, people have said that CDF is, even if it's not given to members of parliament, that fund will not go to county government. It's a money that is given to members of parliament after DORA. We do the division of revenue, money is separated into devolved functions and national functions. This money is coming from the national...
Chep Konga wants to inform you. Do you want information?
Yes, Mr. Speaker. You know, it's...
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. I just wanted to inform the minority leader that the Supreme Court, in fact, on the 15th of August, 2025, a few days ago, rejected the application of the Senate to review the orders of the Supreme Court, which declared that NGCDF does not concern counties. And it was completely rejected. And so it has nothing to do with counties. It cannot go to the Senate. It can only be enacted in this House. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
What's happened to the mic?
Mr. Speaker, I want to say this, that I agree with Honorable Chepkonga, that CDF has got nothing to do with the devolution. CDF, if this fund is not sent to constituencies, the national government can send it to county commissioners. They can say, county commissioners, go and build schools, go and build dams, chief's offices. Nothing stops the national government from taking this money to anybody they can even take it to chiefs. Chiefs can go and build even their offices themselves. So, Mr. Speaker, first we have to acknowledge that this fund has nothing to do with the devolution. It's not taking money that belongs to devolved entities, Mr. Speaker. But, Mr. Speaker, lastly, I want to say that, you know, only important people are normally bashed. When you see the president accusing us of many things, or by my party leader, they know how important this House is. That is why they you know, let us not also take them very serious. Because, you know why I'm saying that? Because everything also they want to do must come through this House. Even if for you to dissolve this NGCDF, there must be some work to be done here in Parliament. Who is going to do it? So, Mr. Speaker, let them have their say. We are going to have our way. That's the position. Let us give them the freedom to have their say, and we also have our way. But what we know, Mr. Speaker, corruption is not peculiar to Parliament. Corruption if it is corruption everywhere, and it must be fought in that manner. But if you want to make it sectional, Mr. Speaker, then you lose the war on corruption. But finally, Mr. Speaker, my final word is that let us come together. Let us do our functions of oversight, representation, and legislation. Mr. Speaker, we have legislated the last 2-3 years under your leadership in this House. We have passed many, and we have the power of the pass. It is us who decide which fund goes to where, as this House, Mr. Speaker. There is no taxation without representation. We have all the powers, Mr. Speaker, and you know the executive cannot operate without parliament. They can go and say whatever they want to say outside there, but everything they will do must go through this House. Mr. Speaker, if there are allegations of corruption on anyone among us, everybody will carry his own cross. So there is no need of condemning the whole House as a group, Mr. Speaker. With those few words, Mr. Speaker, I want to say, members, don't be annoyed. We will deal with these people perpendicularly. We know how to deal with them. Just keep quiet. We will deal with them.
Majority Leader, what is your point of order, Millie?
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I don't want to interrupt the Majority Leader. But, Mr. Speaker, when Honorable Njeri has come to the House, and I know because she fears her political leaning nowadays has stopped her from speaking. But can you use your standing order number 1, especially for a lady who is young and who is emulating me, just to declare that she's exceptionally well dressed?
Order, Honorable Millie Odhiambo. The Speaker can only rule you improperly dressed. I have no capacity to declare the excellence of your dress. Majority Leader, go on.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Order, Njeri. The Speaker has no
That was
capacity to
good
say
comic
exceptional
relief.
dressing.
Millie has a very sharp eye. Honorable Njeri passed just in front of me here, and I hadn't noticed, unfortunately. Honorable Speaker, let me join members and maybe just start off from where Judith
I
has
think
stopped.
the only exception I see is that the gracious lady is wearing something that looks like a cheetah. Or a leopard.
You can be certain, Honorable Speaker, if she was here earlier,
Yes.
she would never have recognized any of the footballers that you are mentioning from back those days. Just like the Honorable Joseph was asking who are those the Speaker is mentioning, because they were not born by then, Honorable Speaker. But that is the beauty of this House, Honorable Speaker, and it tells you that in this House, Honorable Speaker, we have men and women, as Honorable Juneta has said, who have been elected by the people to come and represent them and oversight government on behalf of the people. Therefore, Honorable Speaker, when we oversight the executive and the judiciary, because we have that singular role as enshrined in this Constitution, we don't do it as a favor to anybody. Not to the President, not as a favor to those serving in the executive. We do it on behalf of the people. Therefore, I want first to encourage members that nothing and nobody should instill fear in you in doing your work as members of Parliament. Because you are duly elected by the people of Kenya to exercise oversight even over the executive, even the office of the President, and even the President himself. That is why this House has powers under this Constitution to impeach those in the executive, and those in the executive can do nothing to remove you from this House. Absolutely nothing. Because that is how we crafted our Constitution, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, I have listened to many of the contributions, and let me take particular interest to what the Honorable Tienda Omolo said. That we have a Powers and Privileges Committee in this House, Honorable Speaker, which fortunately is chaired by none other than yourself. This Powers and Privileges Committee has the powers and a singular mandate to receive complaints, as Honorable Tienda Omolo said, from whatever quarter against any member of Parliament who may engage in any manner of impropriety, whether within the precincts of Parliament or outside Parliament, Honorable Speaker. It is not fair to condemn the House in its entirety, Honorable Speaker. We have young members like Honorable Njeri, Honorable Joseph, who just joined this House the other day, Honorable Speaker. We have older members like the Honorable Keinan, the father of the House, who has been here for a long time, and yourself, Honorable Speaker, when this house is condemned, you are condemned. The Honorable Kainan is being condemned. The Honorable Njeri and Joses here are being condemned. Honorable Speaker, if there are people who have suffered, I am among those people who have suffered immensely from this condemnation. I was a sponsor of that bill the Honorable Murugara was speaking about as leader of the majority. I saw yesterday when figures of 150 million shillings were mentioned that relate to the Senate. There are people who went on social media to say, oh, that is the 150 million Kimani Ichung'wah used to purchase I don't know what where, Honorable Speaker. No, this time they didn't mention a chopper, they were mentioning shares I invested in a bank. But I have invested an investment I have made, Honorable Speaker, from money I have borrowed from our own parliamentary circle and my other circle in Muhasibu. Fortunately, Honorable Speaker, when they banded those stories, thinking they are maligning me, the share price of NHIF has risen by 2 shillings. And therefore that investment, by the very essence of their maligning stories, has gone up. And today I can liquidate them, pay off my loan, and walk home with a clean, tidy amount, tidy sum. But you cannot vilify me for that. Nobody should vilify any member of parliament because they are members of parliament, Honorable Speaker. When we vilify one person in this house unfairly, we are vilifying the institution of parliament. And we must protect and defend as strongly as we can the integrity, not of even ourselves as individuals, but of the institution of parliament. Because this institution is there to oversight. And we cannot have... Honorable Speaker, I was saying we cannot have meaningful oversight over the executive if we are seen to be beyond reproach, Honorable Speaker. Let us use our powers and privileges committee to ensure, Honorable Speaker, if by any chance there is any one of us, and I say any one of us, Honorable Speaker, including myself, who, Honorable Speaker, as a Swahili would say, aliye na tuhuma yoyote, let them be before the powers and privileges committee and also before the investigative agencies like EACC, so that they may take action so that we protect the institution of parliament, Honorable Speaker. 2, Honorable Speaker, on the question of what is provided for in Article 94 to 96 of our Constitution, and I don't want to repeat what has been said about the powers of the House, in our sister House in the Senate, to oversight national revenue that is going to the counties. I think it is a matter, and I said it yesterday, Honorable Speaker, in that meeting, that it is a matter that is explicitly provided for in the Constitution. We cannot amend this Constitution by vilifying the institutions of parliament, whether it is the National Assembly or the Senate. Let us just purpose to live by the tenets of this Constitution. Honorable Speaker, NGCDF. Again, NGCDF is vilified and attacked in this fashionable thing to attack members of parliament. NGCDF does not belong to members of parliament. The Kikuyu NGCDF does not belong to Kimani Ichung'wah. Neither does the Eldasa NGCDF belong to the Honorable Kainan Mohammed. Aden Kainan. Honorable Speaker, NGCDF belongs to the people of Kenya, to the constituents who have elected us to come and represent them here. We oversight NGCDF just like any other fund in government. Honorable Speaker, when the to their sittings, they called my fund manager and the board officials here, the board CEO, NGCDF board CEO. Therefore, Honorable Speaker, we must also protect NGCDF, not for our own sake, not because we have anything to do with NGCDF, because it has everything to do with delivery of public good and services to the people who have elected us to represent them, Honorable Speaker. And let me just conclude by saying, Honorable Speaker, we would have no business being the people's representatives if we have nothing that we can oversight those that have been charged by the people of Kenya to hold public funds in their trust. Then we have no business being members of parliament if we can't oversight. We will have no business being members of parliament if you will be able to go to your constituency. You find at a time like now when it is cold and rainy, a school latrine has sunk or a roof has been blown away, and you cannot influence anything, Honorable Speaker, with the NGCDF committees to ensure that you make good the lives of the people who have elected you. We must protect NGCDF with our blood and our souls, Honorable Speaker, in this House. We must. And we must tell everybody, Honorable Speaker, even those who are in the county governments, Honorable Speaker, and we have said it numerously, we are not in competition with the county governments. NGCDF, as Chepkonga has said, the new NGCDF Act of 2015 makes it very clear what role NGCDF plays in education, in security, Honorable Speaker. We amended the Act here the other day, Honorable Speaker, to even remove the contentious issues that were there before, like sports, and we removed them, Honorable Speaker, because we want to live and abide by what is provided for in this Constitution. Therefore, Honorable Speaker, let me say, we must, as a House, stand together, stand strong, and walk with our heads high, Honorable Speaker, if you have nothing to be suspicious of anything you do. Finally, Honorable Speaker, let me ask ourselves, the things we say, the things we do out there, also portray something of us. The things that were said here of the finance bill last year, Honorable Speaker, that members were being paid to vote this and that, Honorable Speaker, those are the things that lower the dignity, and we keep saying, lower the dignity of this House and entertain even those who are vilifying and entertaining things being said against us, Honorable Speaker. I beg, Honorable Speaker, to end there, and thank you.
Honorable members, let me thank you as a House, particularly the Honorable Murugara and Honorable Wandeto, for having found it within their powers and necessary to bring the statement and the motion which I didn't approve, but which I informed the House and allowed Honorable Wandeto to have the first bite. Honorable members, as your Speaker, I shall always be your first and last line of defense to your integrity and to the dignity of this House. I want to encourage us, in the words of the Honorable Minority Leader, as leaders, we cannot insulate ourselves from criticism, both fair and unfair, because that's the cost of leadership. When you are in leadership, you fall under the category of what one writer says, that when you meet people, 30% will like you without even hearing anything from you or knowing who you are. 30% will hate you without knowing who you are or hearing anything from you. It is now up to you to convince the remaining 40% to like you or to hate you. That is the paradox of life. And I want to encourage us, as a House of leadership, to be above irritations, to be above any temptations to have a short fuse on issues, because you are leaders. And when you are a leader, you cannot sit there and expect to hear only things that please you. You also hear things that don't please you. And sometimes when we hear things that don't please us, they raise us to a higher calling to ensure that things are done differently. I also advise that when something is said against you, if it is not true, you ignore it. If it is true, you do something about it. Then we move on. There was a very high state of anxiety and anger. Many members called your Speaker, expressing displeasure, expressing anger, and wondering what direction we are headed. But that we have had an opportunity to speak. And to those who haven't spoken, I'm sorry, the time was not enough. We can't all speak on the same subject. And to members like the Honorable Salasia, when we have a motion like this, the Speaker gives priority to members who are regularly here. If you are not regularly in the House, you are unlikely to get the favor of the Speaker to speak simply because this is topical. There are members who sit here for hours waiting to speak. Sometimes they don't even get the opportunity to speak. Those are my priority. If Dr. Nyikala was in the country, I know he's out in Japan. He's like the new Martin Shikuku. The Speaker always found Martin Shikuku in the House and left him in the House. And for the entire afternoon, you'll never see Martin Shikuku even responding to a call of nature. You'll just be sitting there doing the business. So I encourage you, young Salasia, spend more time here. You'll catch the Speaker's eye when matters. But if you choose to prosecute parliamentary business on TikTok, then the House will deal with matters differently. I want to say this, honorable members, as we come to a conclusion of this. I think Jeanette said it very well. Everybody has their say, you have your way under the Constitution. You hold the power of the purse, you legislate. Even the next motion is going to deal with your authority over an executive order that is not in compliance with the law. That is the power you have. And that's the power the Constitution has given you. So I want to urge all of us here that our integrity must be beyond reproach. We must be like Caesar's wife, whom nobody could suspect. And I want to say, honorable members, that given what has been said, what you know, and what goes on, this House has sufficient mechanisms under the Constitution and under the law, whether it's conflict of interest law, whether it's leadership and integrity law, whether it is powers and privileges law, or anti-money laundering, all those to handle issues that come before us. And I want to assure you that I have received some letters about members that I would have presented to the agencies on different things. Sometimes I call you, I talk to you, and you correct your ways. Let's also uphold our integrity. I have given you an opportunity this afternoon. Waswahili wanasema muue mkala, lakini haki yake mpe. And by giving you haki yenu, you have exercised your right of reply in the matter. So I want to encourage us that let's now lower the anger, be the leaders that we are, and transact the business of the House in the manner we always do. I know that some members who are not happy, and rightly so, because if you are not within the bracket of those who are bent, and you say everybody's bent, then you create serious issues. You know, in my community, we say there's no little stream that does not have a snake. Every stream has its snake. And like Parliament, we probably also have our snake. Yes, we will probably also have our snake. So the leaders, Ichungo and your group, Juneta and your group, have regular get-together. Luckily, this matter comes at a time when we are retreating with the entire leadership of the House to Mombasa tomorrow. And among other things, we will also have a colloquium with the judiciary to discuss about our relationship so that we can also face each other and ask each other hard questions. If you have time, watch a movie called The Star Chamber. The Star Chamber, where beyond formal decisions, there are decisions on issues, so that you can be able to also look at each other in the eye and tell each other the stark truth, that you know what I know, and you know I know what you know, And going forward, let's not act in a manner that says, don't say, don't ask. Thank you, honorable members. We'll now go to the next business. But the decorum you have displayed reaffirms what everybody expects, that this is a house of reason, this is a house of sobriety, this is a house of maturity, and this is the nerve center of the Republic of Kenya. You are the representatives of the people of Kenya. They have donated this power under the Constitution to you, to levy taxes, to appropriate those taxes, and to audit those taxes through oversight. It can't be any better than that. Let's live to that billing. Thank you, honorable members. As your speaker, you've seen today in one of the papers that is rapidly degenerating from a respected paper to not just a tabloid, but a gutter. Putting the two speakers on the front page and you read the story, there is no relationship whatsoever. But as leaders, we're used to this. They will do this, they will give up. What is important is focus on what you are doing. Winston Churchill said, you'll never finish your journey if you stop to throw stones at barking dogs. Focus on your journey, and you'll do things right. Thank you. We're still on statements, and there are many. I wish those who are asking statements allowed us to go to order number 12. But I seek your consensus. Members, majority leader and minority leader approach the speaker. Order, honorable members. Order, members on their feet, take your seats. Honorable members, after consultation with your leaders, we are in a common agreement that we hold on the statements and go to order number 12. And you know order number 12 directly affects you. So you'll have to declare your interest. Okay, clerk, call out order number 12.
Order number 12, motion. Consideration of the Public Procurement Regulatory Authority Circular number 4 of 2025.
Honorable Chair, Committee on Delegated Legislation.
Yeah, thank you, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, I move that this House adopts the report of the Committee on Delegated Legislation on its consideration of the Public Procurement Regulatory Authority Circular number 04 of 2025 on the enforcement of compliance with the mandatory use of the Electronic Government Procurement System, popularly known as EGPS, by all public procuring entities in contravention of Section 77 of the Public Procurement and Asset Disposal Act, Cap 412C, laid on the table of the House on Tuesday, 19th August 2025, and pursuant to the provisions of Section 18 of the Statutory Instruments Act, Cap 2A, this House annuls in its entirety the Public Procurement Regulatory Authority Circular on the enforcement of compliance with the mandatory use of the electronic government procurement system, popularly known as GEGPS, by all public procurement entities, published as circular number 04 of 2025 for the following reasons. Mr. Speaker, the circular contravenes Article 2, Sub-Article 1 and Sub-Article 2. It also contravenes Article 10. It contravenes Article 27, Sub-Article 2.
Honorable Chepkonga, when you are moving a motion, you just read it as it is.
Yes, that's what I'm reading.
You are saying it contravenes Articles 2. It also contradicts. Where is it also?
In contravention, sorry.
Where is it also? Yes.
Yeah, for the following reasons, Mr. Speaker.
Yes.
Contravention of Articles 2, Sub-Article 1 and 2, Article 10, Article 27, Sub-Article 2, Article 94, Sub-Article 5, and Article 227 of the Constitution relating to supremacy of the Constitution, the national values and principles of governance, including public participation, transparency, and accountability, equality including enjoyment of all rights and fundamental freedoms, power to make provisions having the force of law, and contracting for goods or services with a system that is fair, equitable, transparent, competitive, and cost-effective. Number 2, contravention of Sections 9 and Section 77 of the Public Procurement and Asset Disposal Act, Cap 412C, relating to the function of the authority, which do not extend to creating binding obligations, and the recognition that tender submissions may be made in either manual or electronic form. And 3, contravention of Section 2, 6, Section 11, Section 13, Section 22, and Section 24 of the Statutory Instruments Act, Cap 2A, relating to interpretation of statutory instrument, submission of a regulatory impact statement on each statutory instrument, requirement for public participation, publication, and tabling of statutory instruments before Parliament, and the exercise of powers in making statutory instrument. Mr. Speaker, I beg to move. Mr. Speaker, the import of this circular, Mr. Speaker, originates. We know, you know, but just to set the stage, Mr. Speaker. During the morning sitting, Mr. Speaker, of the National Assembly on 14th of August 2025, the Honorable George Murugara, Member of Parliament, rose an point of order seeking clarification from the House on the Public Procurement Regulatory Authority Circular number 4 of 2025, dated the 12th of August 2025, on the enforcement of compliance with mandatory use of electronic government procurement system by all procuring entities. The Honorable Murugara observed that the circular is a statutory instrument within the meaning of Section 2 of the Statutory Instruments Act, Cap 2A, and as a result, as such, ought to have been transmitted to the House for committal to the Committee on Delegated Legislation for scrutiny and approval. The Honorable Murugara noted that the circular appeared to have the force of law by declaring that failure to comply would constitute an offense, thereby making it imperative for the circular to undergo the requisite parliamentary scrutiny. Accordingly, Honorable Murugara requested that the Honorable Speaker do issue directions for the circular to be referred to the Committee on Delegated Legislation for scrutiny and approval as required by the Statutory Instruments Act, Cap 2, Mr. Speaker. Consequently, the Honorable Speaker directed the Committee on Delegated Legislation to undertake thorough scrutiny of the circular in line with the relevant legal framework, and further directed the committee to table its report before the House on Tuesday, the 19th of August, 2025. Mr. Speaker, as a consequence of this, the committee sat on the same day, and invited the Public Procurement and Public Procurement Authority to appear before the committee on that same day at around 4 p.m. Mr. Speaker, the Public Procurement Authority appeared before the committee, and Mr. Speaker, we examined the circular. And as we also looked at it in regard with Section 2 of the Statutory Instruments Act, which defines what a statutory instrument is, Mr. Speaker. It defines as follows, Mr. Speaker, and members need to be careful to hear this. It states as follows, that a statutory instrument is any rule, order, regulation, directive, form, or any other instrument issued or made or established in the execution of a power conferred by or under an act of parliament. Mr. Speaker, this circular makes an attempt and purports to exercise some statutory power by evading this House and giving direction and creating offenses, Mr. Speaker, on issues that this House has pronounced itself. And Mr. Speaker, I just want to mention just a few sections, Mr. Speaker, of the law that it contravenes. No, Mr. Speaker, no, it's important for purpose of record, Mr. Speaker, lest we are assumed to have contravened. Mr. Speaker, Section 77 of the Public Procurement and Disposal Act, Mr. Speaker, is absolutely very clear. It states as follows. It says that submission of tenders, documents, whether in electronic or manual form, shall be in writing, signed, and in the case of manual submission, they shall be sealed in an envelope. Mr. Speaker, this is still law. This circular makes an attempt to outlaw this law by saying that manual tenders will not be allowed, neither will they be submitted, Mr. Speaker. What does that mean, Mr. Speaker? Mr. Speaker, this is in contravention of Article 94 of the Constitution, which clearly says there is no person under the sun in the borders of the Republic of Kenya who has power to make anything that has a force of law, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, this circular makes an attempt to amend our law, which we passed in this House, to outlaw manual process and saying it is only the electronic process, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, the Constitution is very clear, Mr. Speaker. The Constitution of this country is very clear, Mr. Speaker. Article 2 of the Constitution, Mr. Speaker, on the supremacy of this Constitution, it states as follows. This Constitution is the supreme law of the Republic of Kenya and binds all persons and all state organs at both levels of government. And the most important one, Mr. Speaker, is sub-article 2. No person may claim or exercise state authority except as authorized under this Constitution. And under this Constitution, Mr. Speaker, it also includes the laws that this House makes. So if you purport, Mr. Speaker, to exercise the authority of this Constitution without following the due process, that process, Mr. Speaker, is unconstitutional. Mr. Speaker, this circular purports to enforce certain procedure, Mr. Speaker, and amend the law without public participation as required by Article 10 and Article 118 of the Constitution. Mr. Speaker, the courts have made it absolutely clear, it's like day and night, that public participation is mandatory and it is important in every legislative making authority. And so, Mr. Speaker, if they wanted to exercise any legislative authority, they should have undertaken public participation to amend Section 77 of the Constitution. Mr. Speaker, Article 27 on equality and freedom of discrimination. It states very clear, Mr. Speaker, that every person is equal before the law and has the right to equal protection and equal benefit of the law, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, if you enforce the electronic process, Mr. Speaker, we are aware some parts of this country do not have internet, Mr. Speaker. How do you want someone in Samburu, in outlying areas of Mandera, in Kerio Valley, Mr. Speaker, where there's no signal, for them to participate in tender process that is called EGPS, Mr. Speaker. In Tana River, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, and I want to say this as a former Director General of CCK. If it is true that the internet is across the country, why do they have Universal Service Obligation Fund, Mr. Speaker? That is intended to ensure that internet and telecommunication services reach all over the country. And that is the reason why it is there. It is recognized that telecommunication services are not available across the country, Mr. Speaker. So to make EGPS mandatory, Mr. Speaker, is to make it discriminatory to other Kenyans who do not have that service, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, the PPRA makes an attempt to quote Article 227, which deals with fairness and equitable transparency, competitive and cost-effective. Mr. Speaker, in the spirit of fairness, you cannot implement EGPS when you know other parts of this country cannot participate, Mr. Speaker. In fact, Mr. Speaker, you are telling us that the Mama Mboga has to enter into a EGPS to supply mboga to schools, to supply cabbages to schools, to supply milk to schools. Mr. Speaker, is that even possible? Is that even possible that Mama Mboga, the so-called hustlers, do they have the capacity and competence to enter into that system, Mr. Speaker? Mr. Speaker, this EGPS, Mr. Speaker, the purported circular, clearly contravenes the Statutory Instruments Act, Section 13 in its entirety. In its entirety, Mr. Speaker, there was no public participation. It was not brought to this House within 7 days. The Speaker has not committed it to the Committee on Delegated Legislation, and all other parts of that Section 13 of the of Statutory Instruments Act, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, with those very many remarks, it is the submission of the Committee of Delegated Legislation that this House annuls in its entirety the Public Procurement Regulatory Authority Circular on the enforcement of compliance with the mandatory use of the EGPS by all public procuring entities as Circular Number 4 of 2025 for contravening Section 27 and the Constitution and all other enabling laws. Mr. Speaker, I move and I request the Honorable, I want to request the Honorable Junet to second.
Okay. Mr. Speaker, this matter is very simple. Mr. Speaker, this is the easiest matter before the House because the law says, the law, not a circular, not regulations, not any letter of communication from any minister, the law. The law says that you are allowed to use electronic or manual procurement system. So if you want to tell the country to use only electronic system, the first thing you do is to change the law. You start from there. This circular is just a piece of paper. This one written by which ministry is that? This is just this is an opinion he is giving to the ministries. Because where there is a law, you cannot change the law by a circular. You can only change the law through parliament. And that's why I was saying in my earlier contribution that people don't know the powers we have. They will realize our power is slowly. Then they will realize these are the people who matter in this country. But more importantly, Mr. Speaker, you know, this thing reminds me something. In last parliament, the governor of the central bank issued also a circular saying that people cannot deposit more than 1 million shillings without explanation or withdraw more than 1 million shillings from their accounts through a circular. So we came to the House here, we brought him to the House himself and told him, why don't you bring regulations so that we can pass it, so that it can have the force of law. The man left here, instead of bringing the regulations, he sent someone to court to injunct Parliament from doing their work. Even now, those people who are being asked questions in the banks when you're withdrawing over 1 million, you should just ignore them. There is no law that bars anybody from withdrawing. You don't have to explain anything to withdraw your money. So people are being taken as fools by the banks that they will tell you, can you fill this piece of paper to tell us where the money is going? Just write, the money is going to my house, and there's nothing they can do. But Mr. Speaker, this is a warning to the executive. This is a warning to the executive that the only entity, the only body the Constitution has given powers to make law is Parliament. No other person can do anything that will have force of law other than Parliament. So if you want to enforce anything, please bring it to Parliament. That is our work, that's our business, and that's why we are here. So this one should just be thrown out immediately, Mr. Speaker, with unanimous ayes, so that people can start procuring manually from tomorrow morning, or from midnight tonight, God willing. Mr. Speaker, I second.
I beg to second. Honorable members, order members on their feet, take your seat. Umulher. Honorable members, I now propose the question at order number 12, which is that this House adopts the report of the Committee on Delegated Legislation on its consideration of the Public Procurement Regulatory Authority, Circular number 04 of 2025, on the enforcement of compliance with the mandatory use of the Electronic Government Procurement System, EGPS, by all public procuring entities in contravention of Section 77 of the Public Procurement and Asset Disposal Act, Cap 41412C, laid on the table of the House on Tuesday, 19th August 2025, and pursuant to the provisions of Section 18 of the Statutory Instruments Act, Cap 2A, this House annuls in its entirety the Public Procurement Regulatory Authority Circular on the enforcement of compliance with the mandatory use of the Electronic Government Procurement System, EGPS, by all public procuring entities, published as Circular number 04 of 2025 for the following reasons. One, contravention of Articles 2, 1 and 2, 10, 27, 2, 94.5 and 227 of the Constitution relating to supremacy of the Constitution, the national values and principles of governance, including public participation, transparency and accountability, equality, including enjoyment of all rights and fundamental freedoms, power to make provisions having the force of law, and contracting for goods or services with a system that is fair, equitable, transparent, competitive, and cost-effective. 2, contravention of Section 9 and 77 of the Public Procurement and Asset Disposal Act, Cap 412C, relating to the function of the authority, which do not extend to creating binding obligations and the recognition that tender submissions may be made either manual or electronic form. And 3, contravention of Section 2, 6, 11, 13, 22, and 24 of the Statutory Instruments Act, Cap 2A, relating to interpretation of a statutory instrument, submission of a regulatory impact statement on each statutory instrument, requirement for publication and tabling of a statutory instrument before Parliament, and exercise of powers in making statutory instruments. There are some members who have approached me saying they want to speak. Do I put the question? Yes. Is that the mood of the House? Yes. I now put the question that the Speaker now puts the question to order number 12. As many as of that opinion, say aye. Aye. Will those of the contrary opinion say nay? Aye. The ayes have it. Honorable members, order members at the back, take your seats. I have not put the question yet. Take your seats. Honorable Ngeno, take the nearest seat. Take your seats. Honorable members, I now put the question at order number 12, which is that this House adopts the report. Order. that this House adopts the report of the Committee on Delegated Legislation on its consideration of the Public Procurement Regulatory Authority Circular number 04 of 2025 on the enforcement of compliance with the mandatory use of the electronic government procurement system, EGPS. Order. Kwenya and your colleague, order. EGPS by all public procuring entities in contravention of Section 77 of the Public Procurement and Asset Disposal Act, Cap 412C, laid on the table of the House on Tuesday, 19th August 2025, and pursuant to the provisions of Section 18 of the Statutory Instruments Act, Cap 2A, this House annuls in its entirety the Public Procurement Regulatory Authority Circular on the enforcement of compliance with the mandatory use of the electronic government procurement system, EGPS, by all public procuring entities, published as circular number 04/2025 for the following reasons. 1, contravention of Articles 2(1) and 2, 10, 27(2), 94(5), and 227 of the Constitution, relating to supremacy of the Constitution, the national values and principles of governance, including public participation, transparency and accountability, equality, including enjoyment of all rights and fundamental freedoms, power to make provisions having the force of law, and contracting for goods or services with a system that is fair, equitable, transparent, competitive, and cost-effective. 2, contravention of Section 9 and 77 of the Public Procurement and Asset Disposal Act, Cap 412C, relating the function of the authority which do not extend to creating binding obligations and the recognition that tender submissions may be made in either manual or electronic form. And 3, contravention of Section 2, 6, 11, 13, 22, and 24 of the Statutory Instruments Act, Cap 2A, relating to interpretation of a statutory instrument, submission of a regulatory impact statement on each statutory instrument, requirement for publication and tabling of a statutory instrument before Parliament, and exercise of powers in making statutory instruments. As members of that opinion say aye. Aye. Will those of the contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it. Honorable members, can we now go to order number 13? Call out order 13. Clerk, call out order 13. Yeah? Honorable members, I had overlooked the fact that we had skipped statements. Let's clear statements first. Call out order 7. Order, members, order. Order. Honorable Wamboka. Order. Order, members. Order. Unfortunately, that authority is not shared. Call order 7.
Order number 7, questions and statements.
Just Kambalu. Honorable member, order. Order, Honorable Kimilu, order. Order, members, take your seats. Order, members. Order. Order, Honorable Kimilu, you are getting disorderly. Order. Honorable members, unfortunately, that authority is not shared. It is the Speaker's authority. We have called out statements. Jess Kambalu. Jess Kambalu. If Jess Kambalu is not there.
I am.
Oh, go ahead.
With the order from the Speaker, Honorable Speaker, pursuant to provisions of Standing Order number 44-2C, I rise to request for a statement from the Chairperson of the Departmental Committee on Administration and Internal Security regarding the delayed operationalization of administrative units gazetted within some Kambu sub-county in Kibwesi's constituency. Honorable Speaker, in 2017, the national government gazetted new administrative units in Makueni County with the aim of bringing government services closer to the people. Further, in 2024, additional administrative units were gazetted, which included one...
Order members, Jessica, hold on. Order members, allow the honorable member for Kibwesi East to prosecute her statement.
I move on, Mr. Speaker. Thank you. Of course, I understand the House. Honorable Speaker, in 2017, the national government gazetted new administrative units in Makueni County with the aim of bringing government services closer to the people. Further, in 2024, additional administrative units were gazetted, which included one sub-county, 4 divisions, 28 locations, and 48 sub-locations spread across the county. Subsequently, on 11th March 2024, the then Cabinet Secretary, Minister of Interior and National Administration installed the first Deputy County Commissioner for Kambu Sub-County. Despite the installation of the Deputy County Commissioner, some administrative units in the sub-county are yet to be operationalized, thereby denying residents access to critical government services. As a result, many residents of Kambu Sub-County are forced to travel longer distances to access such services. Honorable Speaker, it is against this background that I request for a statement from the Chairperson of the Departmental Committee on Administration and Internal Security on 1, a report on the status of operationalization of the administrative units in Kambu Sub-County, particularly Nguata and Chulu divisions, Kavatini, Ndongoni, Zambani, Kadhekani, and Mutituande locations, and Kikunduku, Dua, Maiku, Usalama, Adi Salama, and Kidhirulu sublocations so as to improve service delivery, address security concerns, and enhance equitable access to opportunities dependent on administrative units. 2, steps being taken to ensure that the Deputy County Commissioner and police officers within the administrative units in Kambu Sub-County are provided with vehicles, given that the vast size of the area, including posting of additional police officers and administrative officers. And 3, measures being taken to operationalize the gazetted administrative units in Kambu Sub-County and the timeline for their activation. I thank you, Honorable Speaker. Signed by myself, Jessica Kambalu, CBS MP, the Member of Parliament for Kibwesi's constituency. I thank you.
Thank you, order members. Chairman, Administration and Internal Security Committee. Yes, the Honorable Tongyo. Go ahead. The Honorable Tongoyo, how long And I hope you heard that question. Okay, how long do you need to respond to this? Give the Honorable Tongoyo the microphone. The Honorable Karoli, there's nothing out of order, and you know that very well. Go ahead.
Honorable Speaker, I will respond to the question 1 week on resumption from recess. But I want to add, Honorable Speaker, you know, the issue of operationalization of several units across the country has been actually extensively addressed by the CS severally on several occasions, that all of it is a result of lack of funding. But nevertheless, I will respond 1 week on resumption from duty. I'm from recess.
Honorable Mbalu, you heard that 1 week after we resume from recess. The next statement is from the Honorable Edith Nyanze, if she's in the house. The Honorable Member for Kitui West. Is she in the house? Oh, she's in the house. Go ahead.
I'm here, Mr.
Order.
Speaker.
The Honorable Yugi. Create space between. Correct.
Yes, thank you, Mr. Speaker. I'm here to request for a statement regarding the provision of motor vehicles to national government administration offices in Kitui West constituency. Honorable Speaker, pursuant to standing orders 44.2 Section C, I rise to request for a statement from the chairperson, Departmental Committee on Administration and Internal Security, regarding the provision of functional motor vehicles to the National Police Service and the National Government Administration Offices, GAO, in Matinyani and Kitui West sub-counties. Honorable Speaker, the motor vehicle leasing program initiated in 2013 was designed to enhance the mobility of National Police Service and National Government Administration officers, thereby facilitating the effective provision of crucial security and administrative services. The program has progressively increased the availability of vehicles for police operations, resulting in quicker response times, improved visibility, and enhanced service delivery across the country. Honorable Speaker, despite the importance of this program, the Deputy County Commissioners for both Matinyani and Kitui West sub-counties, the only two sub-counties in Kitui West constituency, have been without functional vehicles since the expiry of the previous lease agreement in 2022. Regrettably, neighboring sub-counties within Kitui County have already received vehicles through renewed lease agreements. This discriminative consideration has created disparities in service delivery and resulted in delayed responses in security and administrative needs in the affected areas. Honorable Speaker, it is against this background that I seek a statement from the chairperson of the Departmental Committee on Administration and Internal Security on the following. Number one, the reasons for the delay in the delivery of motor vehicles and the renewal of motor vehicle leasing agreements for the national government administrative offices in Matinyani and Kitui West sub-counties, which have been forced to operate without functional vehicles since 2022. Number two, the steps being taken to provide the two sub-counties with motor vehicles, considering that sub-counties within Kitui West constituency have not received their vehicles. And number three, the measures put in place to ensure alternate means of transport are provided to the affected areas as the renewal of leases and provision of vehicles is being finalized. I thank you, Honorable Speaker. Thank you.
The Honorable Tongoyo, this is directed to you, and this is not an isolated question, Honorable Tongoyo. And this isn't about Kitui West, you know that.
Yeah.
This is a national issue, so we need to get a proper answer to this kind of statement. Go ahead.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. And as you had actually well put it, it is a question that keeps coming out every other time on the floor of this House. And I want to say, as the CS had actually informed the House last time he was here, there is a procurement process of being undertaken by the National Treasury to provide the motor vehicles for the Ngao to include the Ngao, of course, the National Police Service. Nevertheless, Honorable Speaker, maybe 2 weeks on resumption, I can able to come with a comprehensive response.
Honorable members, the question asked by the member of Kiri West is a very important question. It's about motor vehicles for all offices in the country. And the chairman has said 2 weeks after recess, he'll bring a report. We hope he'll bring a report that helps to make decision better. The member for Langata. Member for Langata. The member for Kaiti. What is the order of the Honorable Tiende?
Point of order, just hold on. Mr. Speaker, we were all here when the substantive speaker made a declaration in terms of adjustment of this order paper. And the pronouncement was very clear that once we are done with order number 12, we come to order number 13. There has not been a subsequent adjustment of that one. So when now I see almost 8 questions lined up or another 8 for responses without that alterations, can we get guidance? Is that order vacated? Is order number 13 withdrawn? Or what is happening? Please give us very clear directions.
No. I don't need help on this matter. The speaker said that he and he only, he used those words, that order, that the job of organizing the order paper, as he did, is his job only, not yours. And his order. And I will follow his ruling on this matter. He ruled that we go back to order number 7 and left the seat when you're already in the middle of order number 7. We'll proceed that way. The member for Kaiti, go ahead. The member for Kaiti, go ahead. The member for Kaiti.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Go ahead.
Mr. Speaker.
The member for Kaiti, go ahead.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, before I read my statement, Mr. Speaker, I want to say that the statement I have here, Mr. Speaker, has taken by event because it was about the EGP. So, Mr. Speaker, I withdraw.
Thank you. The member for Isiolo South, the Honorable Tubi Bidu. The member for Isiolo South, go ahead.
Hello. Thank you, Mr. Speaker. When is the time over?
Order. The Honorable Tubi shall be heard. And he shall be heard, and he shall be heard in silence. Go ahead.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, for giving me the opportunity. Mr. Speaker, I'm good. Just a minute. Mr. Speaker, thank you, Mr. Speaker, for giving me the opportunity. But because of the pressure from my fellow colleagues, I would like to defer this question for next time. Thank you.
The order, members, you know, the trend you are setting will come back to bite you. The Honorable Tubi, order, the Honorable Tubi, go ahead, order, go ahead and withdraw the question.
Thank you.
Mr.
Speaker, sir. Thank you, Mr. Speaker, sir.
Go ahead and withdraw.
Yeah, I have said that Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker, for giving me the opportunity. But because of the demand from my fellow colleagues, I say let me defer this question.
You can only withdraw.
Thank you.
You can only withdraw, not defer. So go ahead and withdraw the question. So the question.
I'm not withdrawing. I'm deferring it for next time.
This question is marked as withdrawn, not deferred. Basically dropped. The next question is by the member for Nyandarua County, the Honorable Faith Gitau. Honorable Faith Gitau. The Honorable Faith Gitau. The next one is by the member for Luanda, the Honorable Dick Maungu. Give the mic to the Honorable Dick Maungu.
Mr. Speaker, looking at the board in the House and being in the same system, I wish to defer my question to a later date.
So the question is accordingly dropped. The next one, no order. We are on to the last question before I give you a point of order. The last question for today would be from the Honorable Abubakar Talib.
Where are you?
Yeah. I think they're basically bullying them.
Yes, order. 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 Honorable Kimilu. Order.
It's 2 minutes.
Order members. Order members. Osero. Order. Order members. Even some of members who are not known for any industry in this house are all of a sudden becoming picketers. We can't allow that in a house. Honorable members, even those who have said they defer the questions, there is no member who has any authority to defer a question. The questions can only be deferred on the authority of the Speaker. You cannot stand there and say you defer your question. All questions that have been alleged to be deferred are dropped. Yes. Talib Abakari.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Honorable Kimilu, I have known you to be a very decent member. If you continue being rowdy, you will constrain the Speaker. You know, I hardly send members out of this house, and I don't want to do that. Some of you are young, your constituents are watching, your families are watching, the country is watching. It is disgraceful to be told to leave because you are being rowdy. Just maintain your cool. When you want to speak, seek the Speaker's authority. I'll give you time to speak on any matter that is relevant to the House. Go on, Honorable Abakar Talib. Yes,
Protect me from Wanjala, Honorable.
Yes.
Speaker.
Not Tongoyo, Kokoyo.
Yeah, Mr. Speaker, sir, I raise on Standing Order 52, subsection M. Mr. Speaker, looking at the time, the session should end at 7 o'clock. And there might be a scheme to delay the business that we have before this House. So I wish to move a motion that can be moved without notice.
Take your seat. You are completely out of order. And what you are doing is you are casting aspersions on the Speaker. Because the Speaker presides over the proceedings of this House. The Speaker has been given authority by these standing orders to rearrange the order paper. when you say there's a scheme, who is scheming? Other than the Speaker, who is responsible for the order of business in the House. You are grossly out of order. If you are not a first timer, I would have sent you out because you are still on a learning curve. Abakar, go ahead.
Yeah, thank you, Honorable Speaker. I withdraw my question. Thank you.
Question dropped. Now we go to responses to questions. Defense, intelligence, and foreign relations. Respond to the question by Waitan Mohammed. Go ahead. Nelson, go ahead and respond.
I will not be long, just allow me 2 minutes, kindly. As a response to a request, it's an important issue that touches on Muslim members of parliament who are going to the Hajj, and I allow just 2 minutes to respond to it. Honorable Speaker, pursuant to the provisions of Standing Order 44.2c, the Honorable Member for Mandera East constituency, Honorable Hussein Waitan Mohammed MP, requested for a statement from the Cabinet Secretary for Foreign and Diaspora Affairs regarding the management of the Hajj program in the country. The member specifically sought to be informed on the following areas. Number one, a report on the management of the Hajj program in Kenya, including a detailed account of 2025 Hajj session. Number two, measures being undertaken by the Ministry of Foreign and Diaspora Affairs to ensure the welfare of Kenyan pilgrims in protected, particularly on the failure by SUPKEM to provide essential services while charging exorbitant facilitation fees. And three, the long-term strategy to manage the Hajj program, including the establishment of a regulatory framework to anchor the program within the government agency, and oversight mechanisms to ensure the welfare of Kenyan pilgrims, including the cost effectiveness of the administration of the program and specific timelines for implementation of these particular reforms. Honorable Speaker, on the management of the Hajj program, the ministry reported that Hajj, one of the 5 pillars of Islam, is coordinated globally by the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia through its Ministry of Hajj Affairs and Umrah. In Kenya, participation is facilitated through accredited Hajj agencies, SUPKEM, and stakeholders. SUPKEM provides coordinated support services to pilgrims, including pre-departure education, registration support, liaison with Saudi authorities, health advisory, and compliance with administrative requirements. In 2025, a total of 4,500 Kenyan pilgrims participated in pilgrimage, up from 3,400 in 2024. Kenya's allocation remains at 8,000 pilgrims, although the Hajj mission has opted not to fully utilize this allocation. The introduction of the NASC platform on Masa wallet system in the 2025 pilgrimage significantly improved visa processing, financial transparency, and overall organization. However, challenges in transportation, accommodation, and on-site logistics support negatively impacted the pilgrim experience. Honorable Speaker, on the measures being taken to safeguard the welfare of Kenyan pilgrims, the ministry indicated that a dedicated Hajj team from the Kenyan Embassy in Riyadh and consulate in Jeddah is deployed annually to assist pilgrims in consular matters, emergencies, and liaison with Saudi authorities. Pre-departure medical checks and insurance requirements are enforced in coordination with the Ministry of Health. To address concerns raised in 2025 Hajj, the ministry has engaged SUPKEM to consider the reforms, which include, and I hope, Honorable Member, you're listening, I'll be very quick, transition to chartered flights for better scheduling and coordination with Saudi authorities, use of full capacity buses for direct transfers between sacred sites to reduce congestion, centralized accommodation with licensed providers to ensure quality standards, timely payments and secured fixed spaces, quarters to avoid disruption in Mina and Arafat, enhanced oversight of Hajj agents to curb inflated pricing and substandard services. And lastly, convening a structured meeting. For those Muslim honorable members who have come before me, the Vice Chair, the Ministry of Foreign Affairs is convening a meeting Honorable Vice Chair, Major Retired Bashir, who is my vice, will be part of that team, and the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, and a team from Office of the President on convening a structured meeting between SUPKEM, Hajj agents, and Muslim leadership to resolve the recurring concerns. Honorable Speaker, so note that Honorable Major Bashir will be involved in that. On the long-term strategies for managing the Hajj program, the ministry noted that it does not have the mandate to regulate religious matters. Honorable Speaker, as I conclude, the ministry stated that it is keen to protecting the welfare, rights, and interests of Kenyans abroad and will continue to employ necessary measures to guarantee their safety in foreign countries as it continues to address the distress cases in Hajj through the numbers that have been listed here before me. And I will, when I table, you can check on the table office. I submit and thank you, Honorable Speaker, and thank you, Honorable Members, for listening.
Yes, Waitan. That was a response to your request.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I'm not satisfied with the answer or the response given by Foreign and Defense.
Ask the questions.
Yes. What I was asking is this. What have you done on the question I asked over SUPKEM's failure, to keep Kenyans the level that they deserve, just like other African countries, Tanzania, Uganda, Somalia, while Kenyans were taken to level 6, or zone 6 in other words, which is over 7 to 8 kilometers to the Jamarat. Jamarat is a stone throwing area. Those questions are not answered. The questions, I mean the response seemed to be very shallow.
Do you throw stones or you stone the devil? Is it just throwing stones? You're stoning the devil? Yes. Yes, Mama Zamzam. Take note, Nelson. You'll respond after.
Mheshimiwa Spika, nimemsikia mheshimiwa na majibu yake, lakini wale mahujaji hawatakuwa na furaha na uamuzi ambao umetoa, kwa sababu katika sheria zetu wamepewa haki kwa sababu ya mali yao kwenda kuhiji, na wametoa pesa ambayo ilikuwa inafaa iwe na wapa sehemu nzuri ya kufanya hija, sehemu nzuri ya kulala, lakini hawa SUPKEM ambao mnasema waje wakae chini na maagent, wenyewe wamekuwa maagent badala ya kufanya oversight. Kwa hiyo sioni kama hawa wakikaa pamoja kutakuwa na mwelekeo. Mimi naomba tu hawa mahujaji waache wenyewe wajipangie vitu vyao, watafute agent kivyao, waende wasafiri, wafanye hija yao, wakae mahali pazuri. Lakini ikiwa serikali pia wanasema hawawezi kuwasaidia kwa sababu ni religious matter, tukumbuke kuwa hawa ni wa Kenya, wametoka Kenya. Chochote kikitoka kule, serikali ya kule ita communicate na Kenya. Kwa hiyo sisi tunaomba tu wangekuwa wamewapa mwelekeo mzuri badala ya kuwarushia tena kwenye SUPKEM ambao wamekuwa kibadhiri pesa zao, hawajawaregeshea pesa ambazo walitoa na wakapata huduma mbaya, hawajafanya refund. Kwa hiyo sioni kama wakikaa watapata uamuzi. Asante sana Mheshimiwa Spika.
Farah Maalim.
Mr. Speaker, the situation of the Hajj for the Kenyan pilgrims is very pathetic. It is the worst in that place. Even a failed state like Somalia has got so much better than us. You cannot imagine. The Supreme Council, SUPKEM itself, has transformed itself into a money-making cartel where they extort millions of dollars. What used to cost $100 as a service now is $1,400 and something per person. They have collected millions of dollars, $8 million, $7 million, and they don't get the services at all. So you need to make a serious investigation. And 99% of the Kenyan population, Muslims today, are so disappointed with it. You will see the mood here in Parliament. Nobody supports it, including your Vice Chair, who is next to you there. So, Mr. Speaker, my plea, both the Chair and the Speaker, is that let this be taken as a national. We have a very good relationship with the countries in the Gulf states, and more so with Saudi Arabia. And we cannot allow our Kenyans to be mistreated the way they were mistreated this time around. So, Mr. Speaker, I want this chairman to make a serious investigations, involve members of parliament in here into this, and let's get to the bottom of this cartel, which is bleeding Kenyans and is literally very, very bad.
Yes, Sane. Give Honorable Sane the mic.
Mr. Speaker, briefly, SUPKEM is to supervise the exercise of Muslims on their fifth pillar of Islam, which is a very cardinal pillar. Mr. Speaker, there are registered agencies in this country. What is happening, SUPKEM has usurped their role. They are very corrupt, complacent, and they are the ones allocating visa allocations to companies. What is being asked by Honorable Weitan is that there is loss of faith on SUPKEM as an agency, and the chair should go back and engage SUPKEM that what they have been doing is not satisfactory. Kenyans have suffered in the exercise of a very fundamental pillar of Islam. Thank you.
Yes, Major Bashir.
Honorable Speaker, first and foremost, I'm a member of the Committee of Defense, Intelligence and Foreign Relations, and of course, as a Vice Chair, thank you. And I understand the pain that members of the Islamic faith undergo when they go for Hajj, and the most important thing is that this is not a matter for really government to regulate, because Islamic issues cannot be regulated by the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. When I heard the statement that was read by the chair, it says there must be a structured meeting between SUPKEM, which has been alleged, Hajj agents, and the Muslim leadership to convene. I think that is the best way forward that we need to engage. So instead of trying to tell, because I mean, this house has a number of religious entities. So the best way is that we convene a meeting between SUPKEM, Hajj agents, and the Muslim leadership, so that we come up with a structured way of handling Hajj way forward. Thank you.
Farah. Yes, Honorable Junet. Farah, hold on.
Mr. Speaker, I've listened keenly to the Vice Chair of the Foreign Relations Committee. Mr. Speaker, by virtue of going to Saudi Arabia for Hajj, you don't lose your nationality. You still remain a Kenyan. And so you must get, that is why, one of the reasons why the Kenyan government has an embassy in the Saudi Arabia is to facilitate Kenyans who are going there. That's why they have even this government, I must appreciate them, because they even went and opened a consular general in Jeddah, near the Hajj place, so that Kenyans you can feel sick, you can become sick, you can die there. But you can't just say, call the SUPKEM, Hajj agents, and leadership of Muslims. They cannot agree on anything, you know. That is why government is in place, so that the government can tell them how to go and how to do things. I know you are a Hajj agent yourself, but don't bring your agency into this matter. If you are conflicted, there's a conflict of interest bill that is going to deal with you thoroughly. Yeah.
Farah.
Mr. Speaker, thank you for giving me this opportunity. This issue is not about Islamic religion. It's about the administrative aspect of the Hajj. As Honorable Junet said, the ministry has a role to play, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I disagree with my brother, Honorable Major. I want the committee to investigate this issue, call all the relevant departments or stakeholders to do a thorough investigation and come with a conclusive answers in this House. Mr. Speaker, what the chairman has read here is not a solution to the people who went to Hajj for the last several years. They have been suffering and they were tortured in a very bad way, Mr. Speaker. Thank you very much.
Honorable Koech, just take your seat first. I listened to your response I appreciate that you are reading what is written at the ministry. Even as the Speaker, I find it unsatisfactory. For the simple reason, and I can tell you for free, when I was foreign minister, and Farah can bear me witness, I dismantled the cartels that were swindling our pilgrims to Mecca. They were charging exorbitant resources and abandoning the pilgrims. A delegation saw your speaker in the chamber, and I was shown a contrast. Pilgrims from Tanzania are put in a level where they have beds, they have sanitary facilities, they have catering facilities. Pilgrims from Kenya are wriggling on the floor in a very awkward situation. And the people who go to Mecca, as our compatriots, don't lose their citizenship when they go there. They go there because we facilitate them to go. It's a religious duty for Muslims to go to Mecca, those who can. I would direct you to get back to the ministry, tell them that what they gave you is inadequate. We want you, if necessary, I'll send your committee to go to Jeddah and go to Riyadh and find out where these lapses are that are putting Kenya in a very awkward situation. You understand, Nelson? Give Nelson the... You probably have not had serious interaction and close interaction with the Muslim faith. I have, and I know.
I largely relied on my deputy, considering this is a religious matter, who is a Muslim and I'm a Christian. But listening to what members, the Muslim members, yes, and the few members who have spoken, there's a serious problem, evidently, that deals with management. And even if we were to have a meeting with the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, for instance, with the leadership, I don't think it will make sense. So, like you rightfully instructed, I think it's imperative for my committee to now seriously consider this matter and call all the parties for a meeting. I think that will be the best thing to do. So I'll pursue it that way. I've also, before you take over, Honorable Speaker, I've been engaging with the mover of the Honorable Hussein, person who requested for this statement. I've engaged him extensively on this matter, and I've engaged the other Muslim members, and I think it's important, as you instructed, that now we go the direction that you've given. So most obliged, Honorable Speaker.
Thank you. Honorable Gikaria. Gikarias, I think you are the questioner. Yes. So, Kareke.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, first I would like to seek one guidance. Because, Mr. Speaker, we had very close interactions and engagement with the honorable members, because I have 7 statements to give this afternoon. We had engagement with the members who had sought the statement. Then subsequently, we invited the Cabinet Secretary and the entire team from the Ministry of Tourism and Wildlife, together with the members who had sought the statement, and we deliberated on the issues. And Mr. Speaker, I strongly want to believe out of all that, the respective members were satisfied with the responses which were given by the Cabinet Secretary. So, Mr. Speaker, I'm seeking guidance on how to proceed.
Why did you let the statements be listed? Honorable Gikaria, did you have an engagement?
Yes, Honorable Speaker. We had an engagement at the committee, I think last week.
So,
yes, and the explanation that was given, maybe, Honorable Speaker, what you can do is also to go on record whether the statement can be tabled as something that you can refer to tomorrow.
I'll come to that.
Yes, thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Okay. The next is Joshua Kandia. Are you in the same category? Go on record. Give Kandia the mic. Yes, Kandia.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I'm waiting for the reply from the Ministry of Tourism.
Okay. Kareke, go ahead.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I wish to give the response to a statement on the rampant cases of snake bites in Baringo County requested by the Honorable Joshua Kandie, MP, Member of Parliament for Baringo Central. Mr. Speaker, the statement sought the following concerns. The steps taken by the Ministry of Tourism and Wildlife to reinstate compensation for victims of snake bites, particularly in Baringo and other regions where such cases are rampant. Number two, the measures put in place or are being considered to provide interim relief to the affected families who suffer the loss of their beloved ones due to the snake bites. And finally, a report on the number of snake bite incidents leading to the fatalities or severe injuries that have been recorded in Baringo County. Mr. Speaker, on the first issue, on the step taken by the Ministry of Tourism and Wildlife to reinstate the compensation, the Ministry of Tourism and Wildlife has acknowledged the rampant snake bites, particularly in Baringo and other regions where cases are rampant. Compensations for snake bites victims in Kenya was officially discontinued following the miscellaneous amendment to the Wildlife Conservation and Management Act, with the change taking effect from January 18, 2019. As a result, victims of snake bite are no longer eligible for the compensation under the current law. Mr. Speaker, on the measures put in place as being considered to provide interim relief, Mr. Speaker, KWS promoted response by attending to the affected families and communities to provide both practical and emotional support. KWS officers visit various families to offer condolences and counseling, recognizing the profound emotional impact that snake bite fatalities and injuries have on the victims. Mr. Speaker, on the other incident, since the beginning of 2024 to date, Mr. Speaker, Baringo County has responded to 42 cases of snake bite injuries and 3 deaths caused by the snake bites. Mr. Speaker, KWS promptly respond by attending to the affected families and communities to provide both practical and emotional support. KWS officers visit families to offer condolences and counseling. And finally, Mr. Speaker, KWS also often provide logistical assistance to the affected families, such as facilitating transportation for the deceased during the burial ceremony. Then, Mr. Speaker, the service also work closely with the County Health Department and other partners to ensure the victims receive prompt referral and treatment at equipped health centers. And finally, Mr. Speaker, KWS actively participate in raising awareness about the snake bite prevention and first aid with the communities. I thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you. Kandia? Yes, Kibagandi, what is it?
No.
Give Honorable Kibagandi the mic.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. I rise on a point of order, Standing Order 52M, to move a motion without notice for the extension of sitting time so that we deal with on order number 13. And I would like to call the Honorable Member for Kajiado North to second me.
Order, you're out of order. Kandia, go on.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. The answer from the ministry did not, the answer is not accurate because they did not offer any counseling. They attended the burial as case. Number two, they didn't offer any vehicle for transportation of the deceased. and the family had to hire a vehicle for themselves. So the answer from the ministry is inadequate, and the family is not happy with what the ministry is talking about. Secondly, the Amos Jeburet Gimeres was bitten by the snake within the home compound and not grazing codes as per the report presented by the chairman. Secondly, the deceased left a very young family who depended on him solely. He was the only breadwinner, and therefore I don't see where even the ministry has not even talked about even compensating the family. So the answer is inadequate.
The answer is inadequate. Kareke, can you note that and engage the honorable member more?
Yes. Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I note the same, but I would also like to encourage, because the issues of snake bite are rampant. And Mr. Speaker, as we speak, the ministry is doing the review of the Wildlife Conservation and Management Act. The same will be able to come here on the floor of the House. And if at all members feel that snake bites should be included as part of the animals whereby the compensation is supposed to be done, then I'm going to close the branch when we get there. But I will engage the member. We're also going to have a discussion with the ministry together with him so that we can be able to resolve the matter. I thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you. Marian Kaitany is not here, so that one is stayed. Victor Koech, did you engage with the chairman and the ministry?
Yes, Honorable Speaker, I did.
And you are satisfied?
Yes, I'm satisfied with the responses that I was given.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Julius Taitumu. Yes, Kimilu. Kimilu, give him the mic.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I'm standing on order number 52, Mr. Speaker. And Mr. Speaker, I want you to advise us, Mr. Speaker. Because, Mr. Speaker, once you go to M, it says that motion for the extension of sitting time of the House without notice, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I'm standing to request the extension of hours because of interest of number 13, Mr. Speaker, so that we can have time to extend up to 8, Mr. Speaker. And I request, Mr. Speaker.
I already ruled your colleague out of order. Take your seat.
Well,
take your seat. Honorable Victor Koech, you are suspended. Julius Taitumu is not in the House. Irene Mayaka is not in the House. Oh, she is. Irene, have you gotten your... Can you receive your response?
Yes.
Kareke, are you ready?
No, we engaged with the committee as well.
You engaged, that's all right. Yeah. You are satisfied? Honorable John Waluke is not in the House. That ends statement time. What is it, Honorable Joroge?
Mr. Speaker, I had wanted you to give directions, maybe not now. I had wanted you to give directions, Mr. Speaker, maybe not now, but understanding order number 1, yes, as read with standing order number 40, yes, on the order paper. Yes. Mr. Speaker, the order paper, once settled, is required to be published by the clerk. But understanding order 40, you retain the discretion to rearrange it. Yes. However, Mr. Speaker, understanding order 42, you can only rearrange it for the convenience of the House. In my understanding, business shall be disposed of in the sequence in which it appears in the order paper or in such other sequence as the Speaker may, for the convenience of the House, direct. Mr. Speaker, I'd like you to give this guidance maybe for the future, because this request for rearrangement was requested by the leader of majority. My understanding of the convenience of the House is like you usually ask, is that the mood of the House? And in this case, the mood of the House was not to rearrange. So, Mr. Speaker, I beg, not now, but in future, please give a proper interpretation of Standing Order 42 so that we are very clear at whose discretion we rearrange the order paper. Thank you.
Honorable Tiendamol, I can read right through your mind. And I can assure you that what the Speaker has done is perfectly legal, is within the standing orders. And for members who have been shooting up, purporting to move motions to extend the sitting of the House, that's not how to run business. Even an informal motion like that requires the Speaker to approve. You cannot just sit there and say, I have moved a motion and so will second me. The House is not run like that. And it's good for you seniors like Otienda Molo to engage and tell your colleagues first-timers. Courtesy requires, for the longest I've been in this House, and as a first-timer I sat on this chair, you draft a handwritten motion, take it to the Speaker, he'll look at it, because you don't have to print it. If he approves it, then he tells you, go and move it. You don't just stand there as if we are at a marketplace and say, I want cabbages or I want eggs. We don't operate like that. Yes, Honorable Junet?
Yeah, we've been also around here for some time now. One of the most important issue in Parliament, Mr. Speaker, is the time of sitting. And that issue must be taken very serious because you cannot extend the time of sitting of Parliament just like that without the concurrence and the approval of the Speaker. And to some extent, we were told before, it may even require House Business Committee approval. But Mr. Speaker, now I'm requesting officially if we can go to order number 13, even as we are ready, for those who support it.
Thank you. We'll now go to honorable members. We still have order number 11, which I'll stay. I hope, Honorable Tienda Molo, you have no challenge to that. Because you can't have your cake and eat it. You'll now also challenge why I'm staying order number 11. Order number 11 is stayed. I'll now ask to call out order number 13.
Order number 13, motion, consideration of sessional paper number 2 of 2025 on privatization of the Kenya Pipeline Company.
And jury, order members, order, and order Kimayo. Order, honorable members, that Kamkunji is illegal. Toto, you appear to be the center of attraction. Take your seat. Order, members. Honorable members, order. Kiborek, order. Take your seats. Honorable members, for guidance of our new colleagues in the House, even those like Kimilu who are purporting to move a motion to extend the sitting, a motion to extend the sitting of the House, first must be with the authority of the Speaker. 2, it must come at least 30 minutes before the House rises. You should read your standing orders properly. Before Sharia stands to move his motion, I have been requested by several members that the motion we passed at order number 12 requires an urgent follow-up by the implementation committee to ensure compliance. And I direct that it shall be so done. Yes, Sharia.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, I beg to move that this House adopts the joint report of the Departmental Committee on Energy and the Select Committee on Public Debt and Privatization on the consideration of the sessional paper number 2 of 2025 on the proposed privatization of Kenya Pipeline Company Limited, laid on the table of the House on Thursday, 14th August 2025, and 1. Approve sessional paper number 2 of 2025 on the privatization of Kenya Pipeline Company Limited, and 2. Make policy resolutions as contained in the schedule to the order paper. Honorable Speaker, at the outset, allow me to extend my sincere appreciation to my co-chair, the chairperson of the Departmental Committee on Energy, for the spirit of collaboration and dedication.
Honorable Kimayo, that Kamkunji is unlawful. Can it be disbanded?
dedication during the period of our joint engagement. I also wish to register my deepest gratitude to the diligent members of the Public Debt and Privatization Committee and the Departmental Committee on Energy for their unwavering commitment in examining the sessional paper before us, culminating in the tabling of this report for our deliberation today. Honorable Speaker, the joint committees undertook a detailed review of the sessional paper and concluded that Kenya Pipeline Company Limited is indeed suitable for privatization. The company, being a strategic asset wholly owned by the government and therefore by the people of Kenya, is financially strong, well-positioned to deliver positive returns. Its privatization provides an opportunity to unlock net wealth transfer to Kenyans while simultaneously attracting foreign direct investment. The proposed privatization, Honorable Speaker, is expected to deliver multiple benefits to the company. It will avail long-term capital for infrastructure expansion and technological upgrades, attract foreign investment, generate new employment opportunities, and diversify investment risks. These gains will reduce bureaucratic inefficiencies, enhance corporate governance, and strengthen the company's capacity to meet rising domestic and regional energy demands. Importantly, it will broaden the government's revenue base without eroding private sector wealth. Honorable Speaker, Kenya continues to face a substantial fiscal deficit as we pursue critical development objectives. The privatization of KPC will support this agenda in two key ways. First, by raising an estimated Kenya shillings 100 billion to finance pressing unfunded expenditures. And second, by enhancing the financial performance and operational efficiency of Kenya Pipeline, thereby boosting profitability. This in turn will expand the tax base, increase corporate tax contribution, which reinforce government revenue collection in the long term. Honorable Speaker, this process also highlights the importance of integrating non-tax and non-debt financing mechanisms, such as privatization and public-private partnership, into our broader fiscal strategy. Such instruments, when aligned with coherent policy, can optimize resource mobilization and deliver long-term economic benefits. Honorable Speaker, the government currently owns 100% of Kenya Pipeline Company and proposes to privatize not more than 65% of its shareholding, retaining at least 35% under state control. This approach broadens ownership while safeguarding national interest. The committee emphasizes the importance of preventing excessive concentration of shares in a few hands in order to preserve broad-based ownership, enhance market competitiveness, and protect national and energy security. Further, Honorable Speaker, Kenya has the right market conditions to undertake this IPO. A stable macroeconomic environment, strong performance at the Nairobi Securities Exchange, adequate capital depth, and transparent regulatory framework in the capital markets and energy sectors. These conditions provide the confidence required for credible and successful listing. The choice of an IPO, Honorable Speaker, as opposed to other methods, ensures transparency and inclusivity. It expands citizen ownership of a strategic national asset, strengthens corporate governance, diversifies investment opportunities, and enhances Kenya Pipeline's access to capital. However, Honorable Speaker, the committee is conscious that privatization also carries costs and risks, and that Kenya's privatization history. However, Honorable Speaker, the committee is conscious that privatization also carries costs and risks, and that Kenya's privatization history has seen both successes, such as Safaricom, Kengen, and KCB, and notable failures like Mumbia's. These lessons underscore that privatization must be approached cautiously, case by case, and that government has an ongoing responsibility to regulate and nurture privatized entities in order to safeguard public interest well beyond the transaction itself. Honorable Speaker, stakeholder engagement is paramount. Employees and other key groups must be considered in the ownership structures to safeguard their perspectives while ensuring that new while ensuring that new management retains flexibility to innovate, enhance efficiency, and align with international standards. Honorable Speaker, the committee further recommends the strengthening of communication and marketing strategies for the IPO, including public roadshows and use of multiple media platforms to ensure Kenyans fully understand the opportunities and risks, and to broaden participation across large, small, and diaspora investors alike. Finally, Honorable Speaker, inclusive ownership requires affordable financing. We therefore recommend active engagement with SACCOs, commercial banks, to provide financing mechanism that will empower ordinary Kenyans to participate in this IPO, thus promoting equitable ownership and ensuring that benefits of privatization are widely shared. Honorable Speaker, in conclusion, privatization is not an end in itself, but a means to a greater economic vision. With the right policies, safeguards, and oversight, this process will not only strengthen Kenya Pipeline Company, but also advance Kenya's broader economic, fiscal, and social development agenda. With that, Honorable Speaker, I beg to move and request Honorable David Gikaria, Chair of the Energy Committee, to second. I thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. I arise to second the adoption of the joint report on matters to do with the public debt, privatization of Kenya Pipeline. Honorable Speaker, as the chair of the National Debt and Privatization Committee has indicated, we had a very elaborative consultation and engagement with various stakeholders, Honorable Speaker, and to the fact that we met Treasury, the Ministry of Energy, and 8 different stakeholders in the petroleum sector. And I want to admit, Honorable Speaker, that all of them did support the sale of this because of a very, very obvious reason. One, Honorable Speaker, is that during our budget public participation, it was alluded to the fact that we will be raising 149 billion shillings through privatization, out of which, Honorable Speaker, 100 billion was going to be realized from the sale of Kenya Pipeline Company, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, there were issues which were raised, particularly, and we were satisfied that the sessional paper number 2 of 2025 fully complied with the Privatization Act in its entirety in all the aspects, Honorable Speaker. And I want to admit that some of the issues that were raised were about the workers' union on regard the employment and loss of job opportunities. And Honorable Speaker, it was agreed that the workers are assured that no job losses will be envisaged. Secondly, there was an issue as to whether the petroleum tariffs will be increased by bringing in a private investment. And Honorable Speaker, it was confirmed that EPRA will continue in its mandate and responsibility of regulating the petroleum prices in the market. Honorable Speaker, I don't want to go deeper into the details, and I want to admit that it is indeed important for us Honorable Speaker, it is, Honorable Speaker, the proposal seeks to privatize 65% of the government shareholding in KPC through the initial public offer. This, Honorable Speaker, the government will be retaining 35% to safeguard the strategic control. Honorable Speaker, as it has been indicated, the objective is to raise, Honorable Speaker, approximately 100 billion, Honorable Speaker, of which will go to finance the 2025-2026 budget and reduce the debt reliance and broaden citizen participation in one of the nation's most strategic enterprises. Honorable Speaker, our committee did find KPC to be financially sound and strategically important institution that plays a central role in petroleum transport and storage in Kenya and the wider East African region. Honorable Speaker, the Nairobi Security Exchange is currently robust with sufficient depth, liquidity, and investor appetite to absorb the transaction of this magnitude. Honorable Speaker, Kenya regulatory framework in both the energy and capital market sectors is strong enough to guarantee transparent, fairness, and protection of investors' interest. Honorable Speaker, the committee made several recommendations. First, that the House approves the privatization of KPC through an IPO in which government will retain 35% of the stake. Second, that, yes, Honorable Speaker, that this indeed is a very important privatization. Honorable Speaker, I second.
Order, honorable members. I'll now propose the question. Take your seats, Kainan. Lisa Chelule, take your seat. Yes. Order.
Point
Yes.
Mr. Speaker, I wanted to seek your indulgence, Mr. Speaker, that this is a very important matter for our country. So I want to be given good time for debate, Mr. Speaker. We want to share with Kenyans. We want to share with Kenyans what we know, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, this is, Mr. Speaker, protect me, Mr. Speaker. Protect me, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I must be given, Mr. Speaker, I am entitled.
Order, members.
Mr. Speaker,
He's on a point of order.
I was sent here, Mr. Speaker, there are fools here who are just shouting at me. I don't want to say that.
Order.
You're a fool, Bana.
Honorable Junet, withdraw the use of the word fools.
I withdraw.
Order.
Bana, stop shouting at me, Bana.
Order, Honorable Junet. Order. Honorable Junet. Order. Withdraw the use of the word fools against your colleague. Junet, go ahead. He's
Mr. Speaker, I withdraw. Mr.
Yes.
Speaker, I withdraw the word fools. But Mr. Speaker, I am entitled to be given time to debate. Mr. Speaker, it's my constitutional right.
Take your
Mr. Speaker.
seats. Honorable members, I'll propose the question at order number 13, which is that this House adopts the joint report of the Departmental Committee on Energy and Select Committee on Public Debt and Privatization on the consideration of the sessional paper number 2 of 2025 on the proposed privatization of the Kenya Pipeline Company, KPC Limited, laid on the table of the House on Thursday, 14th August 2025, and 1, approves sessional paper number 2 of 2025 on the privatization of Kenya Pipeline Company, KPC Limited, and 2, makes policy resolution as contained in the schedule to the order paper. Order, honorable members, will you be upstanding? Order, members, will you be upstanding? Order, honorable members. It is now order. Order, members. It is now 7 p.m. This House now stands adjourned until Tuesday, 23rd September 2025 at 2:30 p.m.